Hello and welcome back to another video of Brotato. Today we're continuing the Mastering Brotato series in Abyssal Terrace and we're playing the Wildling. You can see here we start out with plus 30% lifesteal when we use primitive weapons. We have one stick to start and we cannot equip weapons above tier 2. And actually today we're not going to be using the stick, we are going to be using the slingshot. And the reason for that is that the slingshot has a bounce effect, which means that when you hit enemies, it will bounce and immediately hit another enemy without any conditions. This is very good when you are playing this character, for one, because you have a ton of lifesteal. So doing more damage or more instances of damage means you can get more lifesteal. And two, the slingshot is actually quite good even if you can only have it at tier 2. It does a ton of damage. We're going to want range damage. Attack speed is also very good. We're going to go ahead and recycle the stick and roll for some slingshots. Here we go. Range damage, we're going to want to pick that up in a little bit. Coupon as well. Okay, there we go. We get three slingshots in shop 1, not too bad. We don't want to buy any items in the first shop because we want to try to reroll and only get sticks, or sorry, only get weapons, which in this case is the slingshot. Since shops 1 and 2, and all the way up to 5 actually, but shops 1 and 2 you will always see 2 weapons whenever you reroll, which means you want to keep rerolling to look for more of your weapon, since it becomes not necessarily more difficult later to find weapons, but it definitely is easier to find them in these first couple of shops. Okay, I say that, but I'm not really finding too many. But we did find 5, as you can see. This is pretty average. If you got a little bit luckier than I did, you can easily find 6. But 5 is pretty common, I'd say. And it's not necessarily extremely important that we get all of the slingshots, since we can only get them to tier 2 anyways. It's not a huge deal. And the strength, okay, what is the strength of the Wildling, right? If you think about it, we start out with a ton of lifesteal, 30%. That is an amount that, even if you're going for lifesteal, you might not necessarily get in your entire run. That's just difficult to get. It's very difficult to get. Okay, I don't want to roll anymore, so I'm going to take armor and range damage. There we go. Perfect. Now I can buy the coupon. And another slingshot. And an injection for some damage percent is not too bad. But yeah, what are our strengths? Well, we are level 4 currently, and we have 29 max HP. We are very tanky, right? 29 max HP, and we pretty much heal 3 out of 10 hits we will heal from, right? So if we take some damage, let's see if something can hit us here. I'm going to wait. Okay, let's try to walk into the slash. Perfect. Oh, well, there was a fruit there. Okay, I might have to wait a few waves because it's a little too easy currently. I'll show you guys in a little bit, right? But our main strength, right, is that we are extremely tanky. That is a massive strength for us. Also, we can go for crit chance. It's just that it's not necessarily worth it to buy things like insanity, other than just pick up some, things like injection. Exactly. Perfect example. Injection is a much better pickup here. Tier 2 slingshot we can also get. But yeah, we are very tanky from the beginning of the run. We have a ton of health and we have insane healing. So that is our major strength. The other thing, it's very easy to get your weapons maxed out. And the primitive weapons also give you a ton of max HP. You get 15 max HP from them. So you start out your run with pretty much 30 max HP, just right at the beginning of your run, you have 30 max HP. You have fully upgraded weapons pretty easily, and you also have insane amounts of healing. Of course, in an endless run, the Wildling is not going to be very strong. It's going to be pretty weak, if anything. But in a nice 20 wave run, you're pretty much just getting a bunch of stats for free. And obviously that's incredibly good, right? Because like I said, normally you wouldn't be able to get a lot of these stats on your typical character. Attack speed is really good. Coffee is great. Let's take that. And you can see we have 3 tier 2 slingshots already. If we upgrade the other 3, we're going to be completely upgraded all of our weapons. So we'll have completely upgraded weapons. We're going to have 30 max HP. And then all we need to do is pick up damage. Range damage, attack speed, damage percent, and maybe a little bit of armor. And we'll be good to go. That's it, right? We don't really need any other stats. I say that I've been taking I say that as I've been taking, luck here and there. But luck is one of the stats that tends to work pretty well on most characters. Just because if you find, a tier 2 luck upgrade when you level up, that's plus 10 luck, that will also increase the chances you find more higher tier things in the future. So it tends to pay itself off relatively easily if you find it early enough. But for example here, of course, I see a tier 3 upgrade, it's range damage, I'm going to take it. If the damage percent was tier 3 and the range damage was tier 2, I would take the damage percent. We just want to get the stats we want. Any of them are okay, but whichever one gives us the most value for the choice. So in this case, it is plus 3 range damage. We don't care about dodge. We want some damage or max HP, that's actually fine. I would recommend you also take max HP if you're a beginner, just because having 30 max HP is not going to be that great, but you see this is a tier 3 upgrade. We get up to 38 HP. That's a much better amount, much safer. Okay. We can also pick up the bag. This will basically be like a small investment, material investment. A fish hook. Okay, interesting. We could take that. So it's a little awkward because, you know what, we're going to skip it. This is incredibly strong. Should I take it? Oh no, I'm not sure. You know what? No, we're skipping it. We're skipping it. I don't want that to. I don't want the run to turn into a fishhook run, because if you don't find it, you're not going to be able to do much. Looking at it. I will say I don't think you need any cursed items to win. Personally, I really don't believe. Like, yes, curse is the main mechanic of this DLC of the Abyssal Terrors, and I still personally believe you don't need anything cursed to win your runs ever. I'm pretty sure I can win consistently on every character, regardless of if I get cursed items or not. It's just a bonus. If you find nice cursed items, it's great. If you get a fishhook, it's broken, right? The fishhook will give you such a good chance or high chance to curse items, and not just curse items of your choosing, because you get to lock items and then give them a massive chance to get cursed. If you curse 1 or 2 weapons, you're already just going to deal a crazy amount of damage. Or even more than you would already, right? 7% crit tier 3 upgrade, I will take it. So yeah, we went ahead and skipped the fishhook, so we're just going to be playing like normal. Okay, funnily enough, we find a shredder. Another thing that's interesting is I would absolutely take this if... I think I would absolutely take this if I weren't doing a video, but I want this to be as consistent as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and skip it here, because I know you guys are not going to be able to find something like this, so let's just skip it. I'm like actively trying to avoid these things. Okay, I don't want to roll anymore, we roll quite a bit. Our weapons are almost fully upgraded as well. You can see we're hitting for 21 per hit, and then it also has the bounce effect where it flies off and hits other enemies. Like, we're on wave 8, and I don't think we've gotten hit in a very long time. I actually don't know if we've gotten hit more than twice this run. If we did, I don't remember, because it was so, like, negligible. The damage was so negligible that I just completely forgot that we got hit. Okay, we got a chest, that's great. Trees do have a pretty good chance of dropping loot crates. It's supposed to be 20%. It has, like, some weird scaling, technically, but you can just think of it as they have a base chance of 20% to give you loot crates. Okay. There you go. Very easy. Recycle that. Can we get range damage or attack speed? You know, we'll take attack speed. That's not bad. And bone dice. So we lose 1 max HP, but we can gain damage percent. So the conversion here is basically, if, you want to take it 1-to-1, every 10 rolls we lose 1 HP, and we gain 5 damage percent. I would say overall that is a good trade, personally. So I am going to take it, because I think having more damage percent is pretty huge. And there you go, we have fully upgraded weapons. 2 armor is actually really good, we're going to take that. And a piggy bank will also take that. As long as it gives us 60 or 70 materials relatively soon, it will have paid for itself. The piggy bank is interesting because I personally think it's not something you can necessarily pick up and completely ignore, and then it'll just give you money. It's not like the bag, for example. The bag, you pick up a loot crate, you get 15 materials, so boom, 15 materials, and you don't have to do anything special, right? The bag is very nice. I would say you should pretty much always pick it up in your runs if you see it. Same thing for like the Dangerous Bunny, for example. It gives you one free reroll, which is not, that's not exactly what it does. It basically pushes back the reroll queue. So it gives you a reroll that costs 0, and then it starts your reroll queue from the initial cost. So if you were supposed to spend 10 on the first reroll, you'll spend 0, and then the second reroll will be 10, and it'll start going up and up from there. But yeah, the Dangerous Bunny, recycling machine, which allows you to recycle things for 35% more, you know, the bag, these are all really strong. Oh, we can take this. We don't care about HP regen. More attack speed is great. We don't care about HP regen again. Range is not bad, but we would like some damage. Oh, 3 armor. 3 armor is also very good. This way we can have 6 armor, and that's a pretty big win. I'm also considering if we should take the tractor. I think we're going to skip it. Also, I apologize for my voice. It's been a little bit weird the past few days. Okay, Gentle Alien and Celery Tea. So we can take the Celery Tea, since next wave is not an elite wave. You see, we don't have an elite wave until wave 11. So next wave is wave 10. We can take the Celery Tea and we'll be completely fine. Also, Gentle Alien. Ranged damage and attack speed is very good. I am also happy to take the Whistle here. Yeah, the... oh my god, my throat. Yeah, the Wildling is not a very difficult character, in my opinion, because you're just so tanky, and I believe that most of the characters that are, you know, like extremely tanky are probably not that difficult for people. But of course, that's not going to stop me from making a guide video on every character. Personally, I do think the sticks can also work extremely well. I would say the Javelin, not so much. I don't think the Javelin is great for this strategy, weirdly enough. Because the thing the Javelin does is that every time you do a certain amount of attacks, it will get a free crit, or a 100% chance to crit on the next attack, right? But that's not necessarily that strong on the Wildling, just because, well, you don't really have anything that, you know, contributes to the Javelin doing well, right? You have a bunch of lifesteal, and you start with a stick, and that's pretty much it, right? So, okay, I'm sure most people would recycle this because melee damage, but 3% crit is actually absolutely worth it, so I will take that. And let's reroll. Range damage, great. More range damage and attack speed. Another small magazine, another tree. You know what, we're just going to take the lumberjack shirt to get it out of the pool. And a sharp bullet for piercing. I don't actually want this though. It could be okay, but I think it's just a waste. We don't really need it. Okay, we're against the giant. This enemy, you want to stand like this, relatively close to him. And then just turn. In phase 2, you see he mutated. He starts doing slashes as well. You can pretty much time it. So he does the slashes, and then you just move around the corner and keep moving away. He will start charging at some point. That's when we're going to have to actually move a bit. Okay, so now we have to move a little bit. The best way is just to move, like, in motion with his projectiles so he doesn't hit you. Also, you can see I'm not really targeting anything but the boss, and everything else is still dying. This is the power of the slingshot. It's not necessarily super, like, crazy, like, oh, look at me one-shot the boss, right? No, no, no. But it has an extremely good DPS. It's just going to slowly whittle down the entire enemy, or the entire enemy health pool across the map. It's not just the one you're hitting. So that is one of the big strengths. Also, look at our health. We're at 48 health. And we got a cape. We actually lose 2 melee damage, which I don't like. I think I'm going to recycle this. It's quite good. If I were recommending someone what to do, I'd say to probably just take it, honestly. It's 20% dodge, that's pretty massive. I just don't want to lose damage here. Crit chance is great, and recycling crown. Recycle the crown? That's so... I think we should, though. We don't need this either. Okay, we would like some damage. A tier 3 upgrade would be great. There we go, crit chance, perfect. And then small magazine. Another bunny, nice. More armor? Sure. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I did not mean to buy the sharp bullet. I accidentally double pressed or like held down my spacebar. Well, now we have a sharp bullet, so we lost 5 damage percent. Okay, well, it's fine, it's fine. It's not bad, it's just... No, I would never have bought that, actually. Oh, the baby with the beard. This is actually a very strong ranged item. Currently, we don't have that much range damage, right? So it's not insane. by any means, but it is pretty strong. In this case, we are going to skip it though, because we're not necessarily in the position to make it do super well. Also, yeah, don't forget, guys, we do have, we can only have tier 2 weapons, so we cannot actually upgrade these tier 2 slingshots. That's why I'm not buying any slingshots anymore. And yeah, I think the last wave, which was wave 11, where we killed the elite easily, right? We were never in danger there. That kind of showcases my point, or like supports my point, that the Wildling is very good in a 20 wave run. You have insane tanky stats, right? You have so much max HP to start, you have so much lifesteal, and you get to use primitive weapons, which are also pretty strong in 20 wave runs, in my opinion, especially the slingshot and the stick. Because the slingshot gets so much bounce, which means that the damage is multiplied multiple times over from the weapon. And then you also get... Let's make sure we kill this cursed pig, the sea pig over here. You also get... Sorry, I kind of blinked. Anyways, the Wildling very strong, right? Damage percent could be nice. We don't necessarily have that much damage, but I think it's fine to take still. Another helmet. I think I'm going to take it as well. The helmet is very good value for what it's worth. Or for what it costs, I should say. A tentacle blindfold for more crit chance. Do we want that? It's very expensive. I think we still want it though. Ooh, the mouse. Plus 10% enemies is great. We want that as well. And then again, gentle alien plus 5% enemies. Metal plate. I think we don't necessarily need this, but I would tell people to take it. Just because I think it's also... yes, we have 9 armor. No, I don't think that's necessarily too much, especially if you just want a safe run. Nice safe run. In a lot of my guide videos, I do end up taking more damage because I think I've played the game to the point where I don't necessarily need to overcompensate for not being able to like dodge or something, or like for not understanding the enemy mechanics, right? Like I played the game a lot, so I don't necessarily have to take, 15 armor. But if you really just want a very safe, easy win, it's actually, in my opinion, better to just take more tank stats that are good value. So in this case, the armor plate and the helmet, they're actually extremely good value for what you're paying, in material, like material-wise. Like, 30 material for 1 armor is actually pretty massive, and it will make your run significantly safer. So overall, it's best to just pick those things up if you see them. XP gain is great, and we absolutely don't need as much lifesteal as we have, so we're taking that. We can recycle that. And plus 12 max HP, same thing. I don't necessarily need 60 max HP, but it's just going to make the run safer, so I should take it, right? It's a tier 4 upgrade, I'm not going to skip that. 3 range damage is amazing. Then we take this, even safer again. And coffee is great, we do want more damage stats, of course. And a fertilizer we can take, actually. Let's keep rolling. That's too expensive for 10% attack speed. We don't want to lose crit chance. The regeneration potion we don't need. Okay. Alright, that's it. We didn't really find much. It's okay, though. It's going to be another super easy wave. We can just... Oh, so one thing I want to make sure we understand here. You can typically just focus the strongest enemy, which in this case is the walrus on this particular wave. The walruses, I guess. And everything else will just kind of die, right, from slingshot damage. Well, there is one small issue, and that is the stonefish, which the stonefish is the one with the mohawk. The stonefish pretty much buffs up the enemies and makes them enraged, which gives them a ton of bonus health, damage, and speed. The main issue is the bonus health, because then they end up tanking more hits, which you don't want. So if you can just kill the stonefish somehow, if you have a horde wave like I have currently, this actually is not optimal for us. We'd prefer a boss. We'd be able to kill a boss much more easily than this. But you see we still didn't really drop low on HP at any point or anything. But yeah, you just kind of run around the edge of the map, stay safe. Wheat, 2 range damage and harvesting. We absolutely want that. Tardigrade is good, it blocks an attack. 3 armor. Okay, we definitely don't need more armor. Yeah, damage percent, thank you, that's much better. And a double barrel shotgun. So I said this earlier, I'm going to not take any cursed items because I want you guys to see you don't need these to win. But yes, this is extremely good. Extremely good, right? It has 127% range damage scaling. It's perfect, right? We could take that and be very happy. But we don't need it. We can win. It's fine. Okay, Potato. Luck, armor, dodge, speed, attack speed, damage, lifesteal, and max HP. It's very expensive, but it's probably worth taking. The bag is going to pay for itself eventually. Plus 2 range damage is very good. We don't have that much range damage. I think it's worth it as well. Another cursed weapon. A vigilante ring. So this would be 15% damage, which I think is also worth it for 200 materials. Because we are lacking a bit of damage right now. We would love to have more. Also, if we could get, I'd say, more crit chance from upgrades, that would also be great. Damage percent and crit chance. We don't necessarily need more attack speed at this point. If it lands in our lap, then we're going to take it. But overall, we don't need any more tank stats either. And we don't need that much more attack speed. I'd prefer to have damage percent, crit chance, or just range damage. Because you can see we are killing everything, and we are incredibly safe because we're just so tanky, and we're back to full HP. But if we want to kill the bosses more quickly, obviously we just want to have more damage. We don't need to be tankier, we just need more damage. So I got 3 loot crates this wave alone. That kind of showcases the strength of the bag even more, right? I bought like multiple, I think about 2 bags this run. Oh, this is great. We don't care too much about the lifesteal. We have so much lifesteal already. Or range damage, tier 4 upgrade. Damage percent. More range damage. More crit chance. Yes, we'll take that. An anvil, plus 2 armor. Or a mirror. Mirror is also really good. We can take that. Yeah, you can see the bags have given us 255 materials. And we absolutely did not invest that much into those. I think we spent less than 80 materials on 2 bags. And they gave us 255 in return. Also, our damage is getting much better. You can see we're dealing 100 when we crit and 50 when we don't. Much, much better damage than earlier. If you see the 41/91, that's because the lobsters have armor, so they take reduced damage. Okay. Yeah, there's not too much to explain on the Wildling, I feel like. It's an interesting character, but also extremely simple. Which makes sense because it was one of the, first characters technically. And most games, typically the characters that are made at the beginning tend to have much more tame abilities than the ones that get made later. Just because, you have to make things more interesting, you have to make things that don't exist yet. So yeah, Wildling, very simple. Two armor again. Yeah, we could take that. Make ourselves even safer. We don't need this. We want more damage that is single target, so we don't want to lose damage percent. And here, attack speed or range damage. I prefer crit chance or damage percent, either one. Okay, damage percent, 12%. Or range damage I will take, definitely. And we're going to buy this here, the mirror. And we're going to see if we can find something to duplicate. Ugly Tooth is great, helps slow enemies. Oh, the glass cannon. Hmm. You know what? Since we have 13 armor, I think it's fine. We will take it. And the goldfish is great as well. Okay, nothing for us to really take though. So, I mean the big arms is okay, 6 range damage. It's probably worth it to be honest, but it's very expensive, so I'd prefer not to. So since we did just give up a lot of armor, but you can see our damage just went up an insane amount. We went from dealing 50 with each hit to dealing 79, or when we crit it's doubled. So our DPS just went up an insane amount, and we still have 7 armor, so it's not like we're just suddenly very weak. We have 70 health, 7 armor, and we still have a tardigrade as well to block a single attack for us. Since we did lose some armor though, I'm pretty willing to pick up a few more armor items if we find them. But when it comes to upgrades, we absolutely want to focus on getting crit chance or damage percent. We don't want to focus on tank stats in the upgrades, like on our level ups, right? Okay, is there any loot crates or anything? I guess even if there were, it wouldn't matter. We'll kill it eventually. Okay, there you go. 700 materials, more than that actually. 3% crit is amazing. We don't need this. Speed. Okay, nice. So now we actually have some move speed. That's good. 6 max HP for 100 materials. You know what? Sure, we'll take it. XP gain. It's a little late, but it might be worth it. Also, we found another baby with a beard. You know what? I'm going to take it because it is very strong. And I want you guys to see how strong it is. Injection for damage percent is great. So is speed. Now we actually have 4% speed, so we have some move speed. Oh, we're against an elite. Okay, so this is the Impaled Worm. It's pretty easy for us. We can just move out of the way and not get hit by the slashes. So you do need move speed for this, right? Well, you don't need it, but move speed makes boss fights like this significantly easier. So if you're wondering why it's so difficult for you, maybe make sure you actually have enough move speed. And other than that, I would say it shouldn't be difficult at all, if you do have some move speed at least. There you go, super easy. We never even really lost any HP versus the boss there. Look at the baby with the beard damage, by the way. So every time we kill an enemy, a bolt shoots out that does 74 damage. And that's obviously very good when you have bounces flying all over the place, killing everything. So the baby with the beard just keeps triggering over and over every single enemy kill. And there was one earlier, I could have taken it as well. I skipped it at first because I was like, oh, I don't want to take this too early on because it's going to be too strong. But now we're in the late game, it doesn't really matter. It's still very strong, but... Oh, that's pretty good. 2 armor and dodge, nice. Oh, range damage. Let's see, can we get something else? Crit chance, perfect. Okay, we got a cursed slingshot finally. So you can see the difference here. This one didn't actually get that much of a boost, but this one does have 3 bounces, 2.2 times critical damage, and an additional 36% range damage scaling. So you know what, we're actually going to pick it up, because we're at the point in the run where I think just taking whatever is good. Crit chance, dodge. More crit chance is actually pretty good at this point. Over damage percent, we have a ton of damage percent. Crit chance is better now. And we don't care about range, but I think it's okay to take, because we're pretty deep in the negative when it comes to range. So now we're at the, I can stand still in the center of the map point, where it doesn't really matter. Of course, for wave 20, we're going to have to focus up when we're killing the bosses. But other than that, this run is essentially over, and it has been over for a very long time. And my definition of a run being over is that unless you make, an unreasonable amount of mistakes back to back to back, if you played similar to how I play, then you should never lose with this character. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I will say maybe on wave, if you get a wave 11 elite like I did, and it's not the giant, I think the giant's pretty easy. But you might struggle if you're not used to the other elite boss mechanics. I think that comes more with experience. As you get to experience all the fights with the different elites, you will find your own strategies. Or if you just, maybe watch more of my videos, you'll see me fight all of them at some point, and you'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You can do this to do this. Like for this elite, do this for that elite. Crit chance would be great, but I'll just take attack speed. I think it's fine. More attack speed again. Crit chance, damage percent, more armor. Sure, let's take that. It's actually 2 armor is way better than 3% damage in this situation. Oh, the fairy would be so strong here. Plus 21 HP regen. We would have insane healing. Well, we do have insane healing, but it could be even crazier. And we're out. A cursed lucky coin. Obviously, we can't get that. This would be insanely strong. 180 luck is crazy. Okay, let's go though. You can see we made it to wave 20. And yeah, let's just go ahead and start. We're gonna just hit whichever boss is easier to focus on. It might end up being the whale, it might end up being the eel. Having a bit of luck would actually have been good here. I probably should have taken a bit more to make this easier. So if it's your own run as well, try to make sure you have some range. Or more range than I do, because it will also make it easier for you. This is not necessarily difficult, right? But the more range you have, the easier it is, since you can just stand extremely far away and never put yourself at risk. But yeah, look how easy this is, right? I'm just bullying these bosses. They haven't really touched me a single time. Now I just come here, and I can just stand still, pretty much. And that is the run. I hope you guys enjoyed. That's the Wildling. And yeah, that is it for this. Even, again, see, Even if we didn't have this cursed slingshot, it would not have mattered in the slightest. The bosses didn't touch us. It just would have been slightly slower, maybe, taking another 10 seconds or something. You can see the damage actually was kind of doubled, but a lot of that is overkill because the bounces are going and hitting random enemies. Though I'm not going to say it's bad, it's obviously good, but we easily could just win without anything special. Extremely strong character, the Wildling. So if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below, and maybe leave a like and subscribe. Next time, we're going to be playing the Pacifist. So if you guys come and watch that. But that's it for today, so I'll see you guys next time, okay? Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.